Let me introduce you now to Pastor Joseph Tolton.
So instead of worrying about where marriage equality is going, I think that the church, more broadly speaking, has got to take a look at this tremendous disconnect that traditional Christianity has with millennials. If we don't reach young millennials and connect with their essence and hunger for real spirituality and not religion, we will lose that generation.
Pastor Tolton, does this mean you're accepting of a gay lifestyle, or just you're not turning people away? Which side of the coin do you fall on?
I actually embrace both. I believe that there is nothing about same-sex love that is on a collision course with the mind of God or the scriptures. And I fully embrace all people as being worthy of the love of God and worthy of being celebrated as God has made them in their individual uniqueness.
I want to talk to you not only about coming out as a gay man, but coming out as a man of conviction, as a man of Christ. Had to be a difficult time.
Absolutely, it was. But I've always known who I was. And I remember being a child at about the age of 9 or 10 and feeling this call to ministry, but also very much knowing that I was a same-gender loving man. So it's been a difficult road, but I'm so glad to be free, and I'm so glad to be living my truth.
It seems as if the debate is really framed in terms of the argument on the left and the argument on the right. And part of the tension happening now with the Gang of Eight in the Senate, particularly when you look at conservative Republicans like Marco Rubio, is that many Republicans still view the idea of a pathway to citizenship as amnesty. And there are many people who, of course, are still pushing for self-deportation and other more punitive forms of dealing with the issue. Give us a sense as to what are the real options here. We've got to keep this coalition, this progressive coalition, together. And I hope to see a lot more conversation about how undocumented workers and African Americans, particularly males, actually can really become vitally a part of the new economy. And I think that there's a huge opportunity to have that conversation.
I think that that is really overstated, in that certainly in the African context, there's nothing cool about being ejected from your family. There's nothing cool about living under the threat of violence. There's nothing cruel about being excluded and targeted and marginalized. There's nothing cool about that.
But Sodom had no care for the poor. Sodom could not embrace those that were marginalized, strangers, or different. To be a Sodomite is to reject those that are different.
We reject LGBTI people because there's a part of ourselves that we reject. All we do is mirror each other. And so when we're merciful and compassionate and loving to ourselves, we will be merciful, compassionate, and loving to others.